Hello and welcome, my name's Sam and this is The Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today and thank you for joining me for our second project with the Latte Love. Today we're going to focus on the dies. Well, actually we're going to focus on one of the dies and it is this particular die that cuts out the top of the cup. So it would go over there like this. Now, this card can be done one of two ways, either using the dies, or if you have invested in the designer series paper, there is one sheet like this which has all these wonderful cups on, and you can actually cut them out like so should you wish to. If you haven't bought the designer series paper, then this is the way that you can do it in this case. So let me show you the card we're going to create first of all. So okay, pop these aside, and this is our card. It is almost like a floating card. All of these tops of the cups are raised up on dimensionals, and then you've got the base underneath obviously, and this inside card piece. So let me get the supplies and show you how we can do it. So the first thing we've got is our early espresso, measuring 8 inches by 5 3/4, and we fold it and burnish at the 4-inch mark. Okay. Then we have a layering piece of lemon lolly to go on here. Now this measures 3 3/4. No, yes it does, 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, and then we have a piece of white cardstock where all the work is done that measures 3 1/2 by 5 1/4. I have a 3 3/4 by 5 1/2 that goes inside like so, and I also have a piece of scrap paper so that we can do our cutouts. Okay, so the first thing we do is we take our piece of stock. I have got the sentiments happiest birthdays, and I need that before it flies off, and in early espresso I'm going to stamp it in the middle. No, excuse me. Okay, so just tap that gently. Yep, over there. And then I'm just going to pop that roughly in the middle. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work round with these really cute coffee beans. Now I'm going to put 9 on here. Don't panic that there's too many. We're just going to add them willy-nilly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just proving I can count. 8, 9. Okay. And then I'm going to put that down there and clean that off. Like so. And then what we can do, using, now I've used dark crumb cake, we can colour these in like so. Now to save time, I have actually already coloured in a page of them. There we go. And so they look like that. So our next thing to do is then to put the cup onto our paper. And so to keep in with the papers, that with the designer series papers, I'm using today the colours that we would normally, that are on the pages. So the first one I've got is Lost Lagoon. And then I'm just going to pop that up the top here. Okay, and I'm just going to do this twice and pop this one down here. There we go. So that was Lost Lagoon. I'm going to clean that and use the lemon lolly. And that will go probably around about there. Don't panic that I'm covering up. Oh, hey, I'm covering up the beans. That's why I put so many on them, just so that, I mean, obviously I knew that they're not all going to show through. So the next thing to do I've got here is, oh dear, you can tell mine's so old. This is Petal Pink. So that is going to go around out there, like so. And then the last one is Calypso Coral. Squeak, squeak, squeak. That one I'm just going to pop up there. And then the thing to do next is to colour these all in with the coffee art that we've got. So they come in two. So you've got the heart design and you've got the leaf design, which are the ones I suppose you see most in the coffee shops. So what I'm going to do, what I should have done, right, on my scrap piece of paper here, I'm going to stamp myself out 2 of these. You would do this for all of the cups that you've got. So 1 and 2, like so. Okay. Otherwise you end up having to go back. So what I would suggest is you stamp it there and then stamp it onto your card, stamp it there, then on the card, and you'll need 5 in total. So then I'm going to take the occasion craze, I'm going to take the heart. Oh. And what I intend to do, oh, excuse me, is I'm going to stamp the full version onto our card here, like so. There's our boots. Thinking because she can hear voices, there's somebody at the door, and actually it's only me. Then the second version is going to go onto, let me do that, onto there, so you get a slightly lighter version. And so that goes on one, that one goes on there. So that one, the next one is the crumb cake. Oh, there we go. So just make sure that's clean. So full version of the crumb cake will go onto here, like so. Don't panic when you do this that you're going to get a line, because don't forget that's where you're going to cut it off from. Okay, so to save time I have done my, here's one I've made earlier. So these are all now all stamped off on there, and I've done 5 versions of these. I've gone to my cutting machine and using my die have cut out the 5 cards. So these will now go onto here. I thought there was 2 there. That's that one there, and that one there. That one will go onto there, and then that one will go onto there. So what we need to do now is to bring in our dimensionals, like so, and we're going to put the dimensionals onto the actual coffee cups on the page rather than the actual cutouts. So I'm going to put roughly about 3 on each one. Okay, so up there. Now if you find you've got, oh, when I come back I'll do it on this one. So then I've got 1, 2, oops, 3. I'm going to put 1 on the handle. So what I like to do is just use a tiny piece of the, let's get my scissors, what they call the bones of the the dimensionals. So let's just put there, 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 and there. I'll just take a small piece here, and that will then just pop onto the handle like so. So then I can put the rest of these onto here. So we've got one, probably don't need to have three if I'm going to put one on the handle. On this one, there you go, and then on the last one, 1, 2, 3, and of course the tiny bit on the handle again. There we go. Right, so now we have got the dimensionals all onto our cards. We can pick the backings off. Now obviously you can do this one at a time so that you put the right ones on. Okay, so this one's going to go on here. So I'm going to hover it over and make sure it's right. So that's that one. And I'm going to bring the yellow lolly over. Perfect. Then I've got this one again. Now this one is a little bit more accuracy is needed, obviously, because we don't want this bit here. So what I'm going to do is going to go over, just make sure, yeah, it's hanging over the edge. So you can see that the beans now just pop through, so we're not got so many. Okay, so then this one, which is the petal pink, bring this one in, and that will sit on there like so. And then the last one is the Calypso coral. There we go. Okay, so we've now got all the edges just need to be chopped off. Because they are raised, they're a little easier to cut than if they were flat. There we go. Come on, you if you can, thank you. So you can see we've cut off all of the marks that were showing through originally, and that just gives us the really nice layered effect, and you don't actually see too many beans. Okay, so this now can be layered onto the lemon lolly mat, and I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue for that. Oh, hello. It's full but doesn't want to come out. There we go. There we are. So I'm going to layer that onto there. Lovely. And then this can then go onto our early espresso card base. So let's lift that up. And that then just gets layered on top. So a birthday card for your coffee lover. That's the one we've just created. Oops. And just move those aside and show you that this is the one I did earlier. So not too fiddly, quite interesting to do. As you can see on this one, I still stamped out 9 sets of coffee beans, but because of where I put the coffee cups, there's more beans showing. So it depends on where you put your coffee cups, really, so how many beans you're going to show through. So I hope you like that design. It was quite quick, quite easy, and fun to create. I will be back on Friday with a quick video on how to create the card that we're going to do tomorrow at Coffee and Cards. That's Filter Coffee at 10 o'clock tomorrow. If anybody would like to join us, you're more than welcome to join us. We're very welcome. So otherwise, I will be back here on Monday with the next stamp set. Thanks ever so much for joining me today. Take care and stay safe. Bye.